You know, if it wasn't just you and I'd fire you.
Wait, see, we're not supposed to be on yet. You know what? Piss on it.
Fuck it.
Bum,
Good
bum,
music
bum,
this week.
bum. Hey, here we are. I told, I told Ron, I said, shit, I forgot to play the music. I'm sorry. That's because we've been having a great podcast before we went live.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Ron here in Las Vegas, and always I have with me.
I'm his brother Mike here in Amarillo.
Awesome. Hope you guys had a great, very Merry Christmas and a safe holiday weekend. I know we're rolling up on New Year's coming up, so tonight we're gonna just like we normally do, man. We're gonna throw some stuff out there and see what sticks. Mike and I were talking about a few things before we went live, so I think we might pick it up from there. So if you don't mind, Mike, I'm gonna kick it off.
I'll go right ahead, man.
So earlier today, I was on TikTok, which is one of my weaknesses. Actually, it's my only weakness. But anyway, I came across the one-hit wonders from the '70s, and one of the ones that popped up was a song by a guy named Terry Jacks from, I think it was probably mid '70s, maybe. Seasons in the Sun. And as soon as I said Terry Jacks, Mike all the way said, "Oh, Seasons in the Sun," started singing the riff at the beginning of the song. and then we got in the conversation. I asked Mike, I'm like, is it just me, or do you hear certain songs that will instantly make you think of somebody that you knew 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago? Mike?
Yeah, well, first of all, Terry Jacks, Seasons in the Sun, and I'll challenge somebody to check me on this one without having looked. I believe it was 1975. That's a rough guess on my part. So anyway, that's, as I told Ron, I said that's one of those songs that was number one for freaking ever. And now that we're this age, we both agree it's the hell were we thinking back then?
I listened to the words, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
The dumbest fucking song I ever heard in my life, man. So if you don't know what it is, go Google it or whatever and listen to it, and you'll understand. First, you're going to wonder. I agree with Mike and Ron. How the hell was it number one? And it was number one for weeks, man.
Oh, here, hold on. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Can you hear this?
Yeah, I can hear
it. So this is the song.
God, so whiny.
It reminded me of like a really bad rap song in the '90s. But
I tell you where it worked is if you hit the DJ up at the skate rink.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. That
you
was
know who the DJ at the skate rink was, don't you?
Was it you? Well, it wasn't when I was there.
Well, I'd hope not. I had to ride my dinosaur there.
Yeah, Seasons in the Sun. First of all, what a silly song. But getting back to your point, no, I completely understand it. Yeah, there are some songs I told you, even with my wife watching. One of the very first loves of my life was a girl named Cheryl Mason, and we went to junior high together. We must have been about 7th grade, and I was playing foosball in the little game room we had at Sabin Junior High, and she walked in with blue jeans, I was some t-shirt. She had sort of naturally curly hair, as I recall, and it was love at first sight for me. I don't know about her, but she was actually, I think, my first date. I think Mom took us to go see the Harlem Globetrotters at the Broadmoor World Arena, the original World Arena. And I remember my first big move was I bought a soda and put 2 straws in it. And
was that it, Mike?
You know what she said to me? What, are you afraid of getting germs? All right, I'm in. Come on, Mono. Look, days off from school is days off from school.
Right. Amen. No, I'll tell him.
There's a song, and I've told Ronnie, doggone it, I've been racking my brain to remember what it is. But every time it comes on, and I'll try to remember it before the end of the podcast, but every time it comes on, I instantly go back to that moment playing foosball when she walked in. And so I understand, like Seasons in the Sun, this mystery song I can't seem to remember. That's how important Cheryl was to me.
Yeah.
But I also told Ron the dopey part of that story is I'd asked Dad one time. I said, "Look, I want to go hang out with Cheryl. Would you mind giving me a ride to her place?" And she and her family lived. I think her dad did something on Peterson Air Force Base, but they didn't live on Pete Field. They lived outside of it in a trailer park, and it was just off Highway 24. And so we were living in Village 7 at the time.
That's a hook.
And so my dad said, "Look, if you want to see that girl that bad, you'll walk." And I thought, oh, okay. So yeah, Dad makes me walk from our house all the way to pretty much to Pete Field, which also included the fact I had to cross Highway 24. And I don't know that I really ever forgave him for that. And here's the kicker is I had to be home. I can't remember what time, but I remember when I got there, I thought, well, shit, I got to turn around and start walking back now in order to get back by the time Dad told. I don't know if that was part of the plan or not, but I got a little off there. But I completely get it, little brother. I get music, and I was asking you before we started. Do you ever get? If there's some songs when they come on that for me will cause me to. I swear to you, I can smell it. I can feel it. I instantly go back to whatever moment it's taking me to. I don't know if it does it for anybody else.
Absolutely. No, and like I was telling Mike before we got on live, I went to Penrose Elementary School in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and there was a girl that was in my class, and she actually lived like right across the street from the entrance of the school. Her name was Melissa Jackson. We called her Missy. And I remember she was a gymnast and this and that. And same thing. I was just like all gaga all over it, all 10 years old of us, and every time I hear Reminiscing by the Little River Band, it's just her name comes to my mind and mind you, this was 40 some odd years ago.
Yeah.
And this chick probably has no idea who the fuck I am, but it's just something that brings it. But yeah, and I totally agree. There's songs that I'll hear and it'll take me back to not even a genre or a decade, but down to a specific time where I can visually all your smell, your taste, all your senses come to life, and it all comes rushing right back to you again. So yeah, I totally get that.
Give you another one. I know Brick House for some reason when it comes on. But Carolyn and I had a couple of songs. One was Taste of Honey Sukiyaki.
Mm-hmm.
And the other was Commodore's Lady, Lady, you bring me up when I'm down, up when I'm down. Well, that was that song in particular. That was my Get Wiggly song. And no matter where we were, she knew.
I'm sorry. Did you just say Get Wiggly?
Get Wiggly. And by that, I mean, it's not sexual.
Can you get up and show me?
Yeah, sure. I'm looking at my Buddha belly. But we were coming down Academy Boulevard one time, and that song came on, and I stopped on Academy Boulevard. And Carolyn started freaking. She says, "Oh God, no, not here, not here." Got my ass out of the car and started dancing.
Hey man, you got to do what you got to do.
Just hurry up as loud as I could, and I just started dancing in the middle of Academy Boulevard. So don't know that you could do that today and live to tell about it, but.
That's kind of back to your story about Dad making you walk out to see this girl. I mean, could you imagine millennials doing it to their kids nowadays? You get your ass out there and you walk 15 miles to go see that girl for 5 minutes. Please.
Right.
Never happen.
Oh wait, I think it's Carolyn texting me. She's clearly
you better stop talking about that.
That's what I'm thinking. It's let's see what she says here.
Do you need some warm milk?
No, just we have become this kind of family. She's texting me pictures of our puppies are out in the.
Oh yeah,
they're in the back living room being cute. We're those people now.
Hey man, one of my favorite lyrics on it. Funny how a melody sounds like a memory. Oh, amen.
Yeah.
Amen. No, I totally agree. And it's, I don't know if it's so much in today's day and age, or is it, you think it's just kind of our time? Because I have a hard time thinking of songs past the late '90s that would really cause um, cause them to take me back to anything. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to
Right.
you?
Yeah, I get it, and I tell you what, to take it even a step further, there was some sort of music awards coming on, and the promo came on, and I officially can say I knew none of the
Oh,
artists they
oh,
mentioned.
dude, Michelle and I were watching one of those. Some I don't know what kind of awards things it was, and we're like, "Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? Who the hell is it?" Have no idea who they are.
Nope. Couldn't tell you. And Carolyn will ask, you said, "Well, who's that?" Shit, I don't know. No idea. So I've not only are we dog people, now we become people that we don't
If it
even know
wasn't
what
on,
artists are around anymore. That's that
if
kind
it
of
wasn't
sad.
on vinyl, it didn't exist.
Well, vinyl, and of course we went to cassettes. We thought cassettes were going to be it for what I guess they were.
Oh, come on, man. We had to go back a step from that. I mean, we grew up on dad's 8-track cassette.
8-track, baby.
I mean, come on.
Changing tracks in the middle of a song. You'd be jamming to CCR, and it gets to the end of the track. Okay, click, click, and then it literally would pick up or left off on the next track. So it was just, yeah, I don't even know how they worked, but I mean, look, we thought 8-tracks were cool, man.
Well, let's look at the demographics of that. Okay, we go from 8-tracks to vinyl to cassettes to DVDs. I mean, same thing with movies. We go from VHS to. I mean, remember that bullshit they had, that Beta had the fucking discs that were this big.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was in Colorado Springs one time, and I went to go visit Ken Hall, and this is how new it was. He's like, dude, I got this new thing. It's the greatest thing ever. It's gonna be the future. Da, da, da. And I remember like a year later, it was like non-existent.
Gone.
He was just, and he had the whole Dolby surround sound in his house. Like, dude, it sounded bitchin'. Don't get me wrong, it sounded cool as hell. But then DVDs come out and just like that was it.
Well, everybody thought, video discs were supposed to be the savior, I guess, for whatever. And have I told you the story about my friend Gadget Mike in Jacksonville?
I'm digging the name already.
And well, he's actually Stevie Nicks' cousin. And
gotcha.
So long story short, ended up meeting him, and we went to his house one time, and he would actually convert Pontiac Fieros and make them solar powered. This was his thing. He was just one of those beach bummy kind of, never wore. Anytime I saw him, he was always barefoot, no shirt, just blue jean cutoffs. And yeah, come on in. I got things to show you. Well, he bought out a video store, and he bought their display cases and all of their video discs. And I thought, dude, why? And it's because he thought for sure. He said, yeah, they're going to go away for now, but at some point, these are going to become collector's items. And I said, well, you have fun with that in your next lifetime, because I don't think it's going to happen now. But FPL, the Florida Power and Light Company, this guy was so smooth and so good. He converted his house to solar. And every month, Florida Power and Light had to issue him a check because he didn't use his allotted energy. So they had to refund him for money for energy he didn't use. That's how smooth this guy was. But to have met him, to have known him, you'd have never guessed. Wow, really? So what was Stevie Nicks like growing up? Right. She didn't strike me as that kind of nerd.
No.
But anyway, there you go. Video disc, I have to tell you, I was never into them. Not as much as I would have been. We were all into VHS. Funny we're having this conversation because
if you look up above my head right there, you see that? You can't tell how many that is. There's probably about 200 VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Why are they? DVD tapes. My bad. VHS tapes are in the garage. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure, Mike. If I know you, I guarantee you've got probably stacks of vinyl somewhere in your house or garage or storage. I can guarantee it. And And it's not because it's not because it's not making a huge comeback right now. But you know what? I mean, fuck it, it might come back eventually.
Maybe someday, but I don't see these video discs ever coming back. Look, vinyl's already coming back.
It is absolutely.
There are people, even younger people, that have said, "I'd rather listen to music on vinyl than any other format."
That's another thing. You said it earlier. Hearing, seeing, tasting, smelling.
Yeah.
I can hear vinyl. It had that crackly,
Yep.
that little sound before it actually kicked in. The needle kicked into the groove, and that's just something that, I mean, if you're under the age of 30, 20, you don't know what that sound is. You've never heard it. You never experienced it. And that's what we grew up on. But real quick before I forget, talking about Matt and remembering people, every time I hear any Huey Lewis and the News song, it reminds me of Matt Rogers, our cousin. And I'm going to tell you why. We were at some rodeo cowboy yeehaw bar in Colorado Springs, and we were singing karaoke. And Matt got up and sang, I think it was The Power of Love or I Need a New Drug or something from Huey Lewis and the News. And ever since then, and mind you, this is 30 years ago. Maybe 25 years ago. And so I got up, and mind you, we're in a cowboy bar. I'm in my tracksuit, and I got up and sang some rap song, and Matt and everybody was like, are you trying to get us fucking killed? But Matt, I don't know if you remember that or not. I don't remember what song Harder Rock and Roll. There you go. So I don't know if you remember what song I sang, but I remember getting up there, and you guys all just kind of like looked away like, we don't know this guy. We don't know this guy. But yeah, Harder Rock and Roll. So now, because of that, man, every time I hear a Huey Lewis and the News song, I think of you, brother. Every time.
That's awesome.
Mike, I'm going to tell you, every time I hear, and I don't know why, I can't explain it, but every time I hear Elton John's Daniel, it makes me think of you.
I wonder, because I think we've sung it. No, Matt sang it, I think, at a karaoke bar. Is it Daniel?
But it makes me think of Daniel, my brother.
Your song.
You are older than me. Do you
still feel the pain?
Yeah, exactly.
So I remembered the song. It was.
You remember or looked it up?
No, it just came to my mind.
I told you midstream it would.
Atlanta Rhythm Section. I am so into you.
I'm so into yes.
Yeah. I sing your see, and that's.
I got it. Ready? Here we go. One of my favorite songs.
Yeah, right there.
This song's the jam, dude. It was the shit back then.
Right. All you have to do is, for me, it's the beginning of the song, and I'm at the foosball table.
When you walked into the room, there was voodoo in your eyes. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, never heard it.
And so it was funny because back then when I would sing it, I used to drive because believe it or not, the kid used to be able to sing, and I would sing it, but I would throw in the word Cheryl. I am so into you, Cheryl. It's a heart melter, man. It's a heart melter.
Yeah. Just please stop it.
Now you and I have done karaoke. I know you can sing.
Oh, I think the last time we sang karaoke it was a bad event. I was just coming off of having Achilles tendon surgery, and we were in Manitou Springs. Oh no, Colorado. Was it Colorado City or Manitou Springs? Which was it?
I think we ended up going to 2 or 3.
But dude, there was you, me, Matt, Dave, Ken Hall, Chad Lasha.
Oh, in Colorado City.
Yeah.
That's the first time I realized Chad and Kenny can freaking do
awesome.
Bridges Road.
Holy shit, dude. That was a great rendition.
Are you kidding me? I thought, shit, are the Eagles in town? That's how good these two were.
So did hell freeze over?
Yeah, right. Great name for an album.
Some of you may not get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt sang Your Song by Elton John.
Yeah. Me, I usually do something like a Motown, a little Al Green, something.
I have a video of you and I, Mike, when we were one of our last outings with
Yeah.
Dad. And what the hell were we singing? We were in that bar.
We were in Manitou, I think, were we not?
Yeah, but right by the
Yeah.
the arcade thing. We were sitting there having some beers and stuff, and you and I, the song came on. You and I started singing, and Michelle videoed the whole thing.
And I was like way into it, and I think we went and did karaoke that night.
Oh fuck! Hell,
I
it
can't remember
wouldn't surprise me.
I'll have to think of that one. It'll come to me.
Man, you ain't getting any for sure.
Michelle, at my age, what makes you think I'm getting any now?
It's the Cheryl shoot down.
It is. She's still there. So I don't know. Do you know Marcy?
That's my cousin, Marcy Medina. Marcy, what's happening, girl? Glad to see you here. Marcy, tell me some songs you remember from back in the day. Marcy's on my Hispanic side of the family.
If it ends with an EZ. See, I've always told Carolyn that too, though. She loves Mexican food so much she needed to marry a man whose name ended in EZ. Martinez, Gomez, Sanchez, Ramirez,
Sanchez, Dominguez.
Oh, she would. She'd eat Mexican food every single day of the week. Think of how regular I would be. Again, kids, look that one up too.
Beans, the magical fruit. The more you
eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So let's. Oh no, I see one from Marcy. Marcy, do you really want me to post this one?
Come on, bring it up. Bring it up. Oh man,
but that's wrong, Marcy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Marcy. I'm going to have to call shenanigans.
That's not ABBA.
That's not ABBA. That's Debbie Boone.
That's Debbie Boone. Yeah.
There's another one. Was number one for freaking ever. Now go back and listen to it, and you'll think, "Good God, were we starved for music in the 70s?" Because that's what it sounds like.
There was one. Hold on, I'm gonna find it here.
If you want to find some good music from the 70s, look at Boston, Aerosmith. Let's see. Guess Who? Oh, yeah, they still work. Burton Cummings, I think, is probably one of the best voices to front a band.
You know who Linda Ronstadt is, right?
Yeah, Linda Ronstadt, sure.
Did you know what a fantastic Spanish singer she was?
Oh, yes, very much. Spanish was a second language for Linda Ronstadt.
Michelle, what's the name of that song that we like from Linda Ronstadt that we listen to?
She'll tell you.
She will.
Now, I'm going to tie a bunch of stuff together here. You ready? This is how cool this can be. Linda Ronstadt. We were just talking about Chad and Kenny singing Seven Bridges Road, done by the Eagles. The Eagles were actually members of the Stone Ponies, and the Stone Ponies was what? Linda Ronstadt's band. Linda Ronstadt and the Stone Ponies. Now, I'm going to blow your mind, little brother. Ralph Bruno. I can't remember if it was his brother, but somebody in his family actually worked with and sang with Linda Ronstadt for a brief period of time.
Really?
Sure did.
Huh.
So my folks made us sing You Light Up My Life for everyone. Well,
here it is. Here's my favorite Linda Ronstadt song. Yandale.
I bet it has an accordion in it.
Racist bitch.
Wild fucking guess on my part.
Yeah. And I will tell you honestly, Michelle and I have been together for 18 years. I never knew Linda Ronstadt sang this. until Michelle turned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never knew.
I believe the girl put out 2 or 3
quite a few
Spanish spoken records.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, she said she knew it was Debbie Boone. No, you didn't. We had to tell you. Marcy, don't play like that. Oh, don't play like that, girl, please.
Busted.
You needed Michael J to help you out here, kid.
Let me get you on the right track.
He's going to kick my ass at some point.
Yeah, there you go. Yandele. I was just playing it.
I wonder who that was for.
Any guesses? Anyone? Guesses? Anyone?
Guesses? White guy.
Yeah, guesses.
That one's for the white dude.
So here's something for those of you that will watch later on, because I know there's some folks in Montana that watch on Saturdays. But yeah, man, it's music is one of those things that brings generations together. It's one of those things that, like me, I can't work without music. You could ask anybody that works for me. I have to have music on, and I'm not really particular about the genre. I don't know if it's a distraction for me or if it's just something I'm used to or whatever, but I have to have music playing. And when I'm in my office, which this is my office, so when I'm not out building things and constructing things, I'm in my office working. And guess what I have? I got a full-blown surround sound system in my office that I have blaring as I'm doing my work, because I actually focus better with loud music than I do just sitting in silence.
That's because it just puts you in the right frame of mind, puts you in a good mood. This is my office, but it's not nearly as cool as yours. Stop. I'm showing you all the cool stuff in my office. That's all I own. Those are my worldly possessions.
I have a old phone. I have some videos, and I have a Broncos hat, which I'm going to hide.
No, look, I'm knocking shit over. Let's see. There's. Give you the quick scan of the office. Show you. See, I need to give one of those to Elena. I have a couple of guitars in here. I didn't even.
Wait, look. I have laundry on the back of my chair that hasn't been put away.
That's nice. See, my wife would just tell me learn how to use those machines. See, I've always told Carolyn, we're getting way off subject, but I always told Carolyn, if she ever got smart and left me, I'd be at Walmart every 3 days. And why? Well, because underwear,
socks, underwear
comes in packs of 3. I don't know how to. All I know is I throw my shit on the floor, and somehow it ends up folded and back in my drawers. I don't know how that. I don't know how that process works.
A magic basket at my house.
Do you? Well, I have a basket that I put some things in.
And my wife's going to kick my ass as soon as I leave my office for saying that.
But people have told Carolyn, leave the shit on the floor.
Yeah.
I always tell people, look, when you come into my house, you have to come through the garage. Well, you don't have to, but we do. And it takes you to this little room where there are these 2 machines that I don't have any earthly clue what the hell they do. But it's somehow like I know it involves the cleaning of my clothes. So it's like the magic room.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. I tried doing laundry a few times, and the one time when I fucked up and I dyed and shrunk Michelle's clothing, I'm not allowed to do anymore. Love writing with Dad at the dumper junkyard. That's Hermanas Padilla, Johnny Cash. I mean, come on, dude.
I would say right now, I love you some Johnny
Cash. You can't be Hispanic and not be a fan of Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, Freddie Fender. I mean, it's just.
Well, what did Freddie do before the next teardrop falls?
Oh, stop it! You shut your white mouth, devil.
See, now Johnny Cash. I love me some JC.
Dude, that is honestly, I will tell you, that is one of my go-to Spotify's. I'll play Johnny Cash radio, and it's just all the music they play on there is just. You talk about taking you back, man. I mean, shit. I remember, my dad Dell, living in Taos, New Mexico, outside of Taos, New Mexico, and always had in the car the cassette tape, either Johnny Cash or Marty Robbins. one of the two, and to this
They're
day,
good ones.
I love both of them. I'm a huge Marty Robbins fan. The dude was a hell of a vocalist, hell of a guitarist, and that's back in let's put it in perspective, Mike. You're a music guy. You've been in the music industry for what 40 some odd, 50 some odd years, 60 years, and that's back when they told stories.
Oh yeah,
and it was what's the word I'm looking for? They had a terminology for it.
Well, they were storytellers. They were nostalgic. They were. It just wasn't,
out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. You know what I mean? So and it's not like, repetitive. It's not the same fucking thing over and over again. It starts here. It tells the whole story, and you get to hear the end of the story.
Yeah. I agree, and I think that's some of what's missing in music today. I mean, a couple of caveats to that one. I will still say Tom Petty for me was an outstanding songwriter because no two Tom Petty songs sound the same.
No.
I did hear a comment once about somebody had said something about they have every AC/DC album and they all sound the same. And one of the members of AC/DC said, "Well, yeah, but look, you have all of our albums, so that's now getting back to things like Johnny Cash. See, Johnny Cash. I mean, you can get Ring of Fire, that all those kind of things. One of my favorite Johnny Cash songs,
Prison Blues,
actually has to do with, and I don't even know if this is the right name of the song, but it's I know it as a Wrinkled, Crinkled, Wadded Dollar Bill. And you have to look it up. It's talk about a story song. Yeah, it tells an entire story. I can get my fill. They have day old cake down to the bakery. I could eat my fill with my wrinkled, crinkled, wadded dollar bill. And if you want to, just go and listen to it.
Huh.
And it is a storytelling tune. And I've always really loved that song.
Well, Johnny Cash, as he got older, he must have been in his, if I had to guess, late 70s or so when he did the remake of, I can't remember what the name was, the song, what the name of the song is. It'll come to me eventually, but it starts off, "I hurt myself today."
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's King of Dirt or whatever it is, but that's like a metal rock punkish kind of a song, and so to hear this guy sing it with that voice and that determination of it, it's just it's creepy, man. Boy names too.
And I'll tell you, I believe Cash did that song shortly after June Carter passed away. But Johnny covered.
But to listen to it, it's creepy.
And what was interesting is I believe there was sort of a quid pro quo there. That was, he did some heavy metal tunes, but he did them in spoken word. And then a bunch of heavy metal bands did his music, but they did it their way. And I love them. I mean, I love that kind of music when they can take songs and just,
Yeah, the song is called "Hurt," but I can't remember who the original singer is.
Yeah, but I Hurt Myself Today is it's God, it'll tear your heart out, man.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you were to listen to it as it was originally made, it's just this like But then when he slows it down and you actually get to listen to every word of it, where you can have my ounce of dirt, you can have my king, it's like, in other words, this dude has nothing to give, And so anyway, we're getting off track of it, but yeah, but still, it's the remaking of music it can be good. Not always.
I don't know. I know for you it's the 80s and maybe the 90s. For me, I don't know that it gets any better than the 70s.
I will deny ever saying this, but I'll agree with you with the 70s, the music. Absolutely.
But not things like Debbie Boone or Terry Jacks, which is where this all started.
No, I'm talking about Kansas, Boston.
Some great music came out in the 70s.
ELO. I mean, I don't know if they came back there, but fuck, you even had you talk about AC/DC. I mean, they were back in the 70s.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin.
Dude, you can never go wrong with Zeppelin.
Again, there's nothing wrong with Zeppelin.
I will sit in my office if I'm in a mood. My two go-tos are, well, three go-tos are either literally Johnny Cash, Freddie Fender, or Pink Floyd. I will put any Pink Floyd song on and just veg. And I'll just kind of sit here and just.
Right. And it would probably surprise people to know. For me, it's I love all things Motown. I love me some Stevie Wonder. And then on the flip side, I mean, yeah, I applied my trade. I made pretty good coin and made a good living out of playing 80s music. But I love big band. I love some old Harry Connick Jr.
Amen.
I love that kind of music. I love, you see my Rat Pack behind me. I love that, man. I can handle almost anything. I just can't do rap, and I don't know why. I don't really do country either. I'm nothing against it. It's just not my bag. It's not my go-to.
You do know you live in Texas, right?
Yeah, I get it. I'm also not this will win me a lot of favor. I'm also not a Cowboys fan. So, anyway, I was going to leave you with a funny story. I already told this one to Ron. And it was on my show today. And we don't talk politics. We don't talk religion. That's how come we all get along here. Because I talk about it for 1 hour every day. And, it just comes with the territory. And I have to read about it and hear about it. But today I came across one that's funny. I told me Terry Jacks actually is a Canadian. I don't know if Terry's still around or not, but he was a Canadian singer-songwriter. And so today I happened across a story about a woman that moved to Canada a few years ago. And now she considers herself what she calls an ecosexual. She has fallen in love with an oak tree in Canada.
She likes wood.
Yeah. You're going to get splinters, baby.
Watch those splinters.
I even said today, well, what if I identified or a man identified as a tree? Does that make any difference to you? And it may not, because Canada, I also understand, is now, thanks to Trudeau, is in public restrooms there. You can now, men, get tampons from a tampon dispenser in the men's rooms in Canada.
I mean, just in case it's that time of the month for you.
I really just need somebody to explain to me fucking why. Why? I mean, I wanted so bad to say that on the show. How? I just wanted to say it on the show. Fucking why? Why do we have...
See, Mike, that's why we have this venue. This is where you can say the shit you can't say on your other show.
It was so, even the girl that runs the board for me, she wonders sometimes, man, are you... Because I'm on a 7-second delay, so it's just in case I do say something. But today I wanted so bad. It's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you shitting me? Seriously? And we had a guy. I actually had a guy, Ron, that called in and said, well, I don't think the story you just did about the woman that's in love with an oak tree, I don't think that was very appropriate. And I thought, you missed my fucking point, kid. The point was, we are at a place right now where this is the theme. I hope generations that are not even born yet will look back on what we're doing, how we're doing things today, and just shake their heads and go, what the fuck were you thinking about?
I don't know what's worse. The story about the chick with...
I hope this is history that they say, let's never repeat this.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse, the chick that's in love with the oak tree or the guy that had an issue with it. It's like,
really?
It's like, really? That's what bothers you?
Yeah, right. I can't leave it on a better note than that one, man. That was awesome.
All right, well, guys, thanks so much for joining us. I know we went a little long tonight, but you know what, we were every week Mike and I tried to come up with stuff to talk about, but it just seems that we just kind of go whatever fucking direction we feel like.
Wherever it rolls, man, wherever it rolls. Hey, I hope everybody had a great Christmas, and we won't see you till then, but Happy New Year. Here's to an outstanding kick-ass 2024 for everybody.
Amen.
I love you.
Love you guys.
Bye.